Hello guys, and welcome to another tutorial. So today I have something so cool. I'm going to be showing you how to make non-destructive latches that you can add to any cylindrical surface in Blender. You can see this is it. So non-destructive essentially means you can add these to any surface you want, specifically in this case a cylindrical surface, and you can see none of this geometry here is cut. It's simply just performing some very simple boolean operations here, and you can add these to any sort of hard surface item that you're working on, and it can really quickly add details to any surface. In fact, you can see with this one I can even rotate the cylinder and then move this guy along here, and it still just looks absolutely fantastic, completely non-destructive. So I'm going to show you step by step how to do this. And for those of you guys who are on Patreon, I'm going to be making this guy available, which is 4 different latches, all non-destructive as you can see, and you can use them for whatever you want. So that's going to be available to my Patreon, so you can check that out in the description below. So yeah, let's get into this really awesome, useful tutorial. Okay, so when you see an open up in Blender, go ahead and delete all of the default objects. We're going to go Shift A and we're going to go to our mesh options. We're going to add in a cylinder. So now we have the cylinder in here. We're going to go S, Z, just scale it up a little bit. Then we're going to go Control A and just apply the scale. And let's just quickly tab into edit mode. And we're going to go to our edge select here, deselect everything. And then we're going to go Control and R, hovering over here. Let's just roll in a few loop cuts. So I'm going to roll to about here. It doesn't have to be specific as long as these faces here look kind of almost square. So just a nice even geometry. Then deselect that. Then we're going to go Shift and Alt, click on this loop at the top. Shift Alt, click on this bottom loop here. Then we're going to go Control A and just create a bevel. And roll your middle mouse wheel once or twice just to add in some more detail on that bevel there. And then you can double tap A to deselect that. And here we have a nice thing to work with here. Now what we're going to do is just select some faces here. So we're going to go to our face select. And what we're going to do is we're going to come down here. So hover over here, we're going to hit the B key, so B on your keyboard. It's going to create a B select tool, and we're just going to box select these faces like this. All right? And then we're going to go Shift, holding in Shift, we're going to keep selecting some faces, and we're going to select these guys right over here. So all of these faces are selected. We're then going to go Shift D to duplicate them, right click to let go. Then we're going to go Alt S to scale them out. So just Alt S, that's going to scale it out in a very specific way along the normals. We're then going to hit E to extrude, and then we're going to go Alt and S, and we're going to scale it in this way. So Alt S and scale it in this way. If you go hit Z and go to wireframe, you can see what's going on here. So if we go Alt and S, we can see we can scale that thickness in and out along the normals. So we're going to bring this into the depth we want for our cutter object. So for me, it's about this. And it can be, we can always come in and adjust it later. It doesn't really matter that much, but something like that should be fine for a cutter depth. We're then going to go to edge select again, and to make this look really nice, I'm going to select this edge here, holding in Shift, select this edge here, and still holding in Shift, just select these other 2 edges here. We're then going to go Control B again, and we're going to create bevels for these edges here, and we're going to roll our middle mouse wheel just to add in some detail, so quite a bit, just so it's nice and smooth. So we're going to go something like this, double click, just to add that detail, and with those still selected, we're going to go Control L, and that's going to select all of this geometry. And we're then going to hit P, and we're going to go separate by selection. We're going to tab out of edit mode, and we can now see that this guy here is its own separate object. Now what we're going to also want to do is, with this guy selected, we want to go to our properties panel here, so click on it, and we're going to go down to the viewport display, and we're going to come here to display as. We're going to make this guy wired since it's not going to be seen. And we're also going to go to our visibility, and we're just going to turn off show and render just in case we ever have this in our scene so it doesn't get rendered. We are going to put it on its own layer anyway. So for now, let's just come up here while we're on this panel, and let's just name it cutter. And we can also hit M and just move it to a new collection, and let's call that collection cutters. Go OK. And now we have a layer we can turn on and off for a collection. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go and select the cylinder here. We're going to go to our modifiers tab, and we're going to click here on the boolean option. Click on the little eyedropper, and we're going to select this cutter. You can also come over here to the object and just manually select the cutter. And if it's not cutting in here like it should, what you can always do is just grab the cutter object here, tab into edit mode, hit A to select everything, and then you can go Alt S and just scale the whole thing just a little bit. And the reason it isn't cutting because these edges here are lined up exactly on the edges where we duplicated it originally. So just going Alt S and just scaling out a little bit can fix that issue for you. So tab back out of edit mode, and let's just quickly hide that cutter layer here. And here we can see we have something that looks really cool. So let's just quickly bring that cutter back. To make this look a little bit nicer, we're going to select this cutter again, just tab into edit mode. And this bit is optional, but I would recommend it. So we're going to hover over here, we're going to go Control and R, add in a loop, double click. Then we're going to go double G, and we're going to slide it in just a little bit to just so it's underneath there. Then we're going to go Control R again, double click and double G and slide it. But this time we're going to slide it just in front of the edge here. Then we're going to go Alt and S, and we're just going to scale that out along its normals. And then if we tab out of edit mode and we just hide this layer here, we can see we now have this nice little bevel around here. So let's just select this object, of course. Let's go give it a shade smooth. And let's just also clean it up a bit by giving it an edge split as well. If you want to get rid of this sharpness in here as well, you can also select your cutter and make sure to give the cutter object a shade smooth as well. And you can hide that. So here we can see we have this object here that is cut in, and like I said, this is non-destructive. If we actually grab the cylinder here, tab into edit mode, we can see there is nothing cut in this mesh. It's simply just a boolean operation, and it's a very nice non-destructive way to work. So what we're going to do anyway is add in the little detail in here. So let's tab into edit mode with this guy selected, and we can see roughly where this guy is positioned. So we can put the mouse close to the corner up here. And we're just going to tab into edit mode, and let's just select these edges here. So shift and control and just click over here. Then holding and shift select this guy over here, and then shift and control or shift and command, you're going to click on this guy here. So we're just selecting these edges here, and then holding and shift we can select these two edges here. We're then going to go shift D to duplicate, and then Alt S and scale it out a bit. Then we're going to go P and we're going to separate by selection. Tab out of edit mode, and now we have this guy here we can use to make our little steel latch thingy here. So let's just get rid of the boolean modifier for this guy, and we're also going to get rid of the edge split here, we don't need it. I'm going to tab into edit mode again, and this time we're going to go to our vertices select, and we're going to select these vertices here, go S to scale them down, and then we're going to go up into our top orthographic view. We can go G and just move them out to here, and then we're going to go E to extrude them this way. We can just grab this vertex here and go X and delete vertices. And we can also just select these vertices here, they're not necessary. We're going to go X and delete vertices. Now we have this guy here. Make sure you position it where you're happy. You can also hit A to select all the vertices, go S, Z and scale it up a bit. Totally up to you, it's personal preference. You can also go Alt S to bring it in or out a little bit. Once you've done that, tab out of edit mode, go to your modifiers. So we're going to give this guy a subdivision surface modifier to smooth it out. And then we're going to go and apply this. So let's go Control F3. So just hit F3 on your keyboard. And we're going to type in convert. We're going to go convert to, and we're going to go curve from mesh or text. So if we tab into edit mode now, you can see this is a curve. And we're very simply just going to come over here to our curve settings. We're going to come down to the geometry. We're going to come down to the bevel, and we're going to just increase the depth, and that's going to give us this nice circle. So I'm going to increase the depth. Once again, this is personal preference, but I'm going to go with something like this. Go to object and just enable shade smooth on this guy. You can also come to the modifier, and even with a curve, you can give it a subdivision surface modifier. And now that is looking really nice. So let's add in some more details. So we're going to simply tab into edit mode here. And we're just going to select these faces here. So holding in shift, we're just going to select these faces here. Shift D to duplicate, and then E to extrude out. And then we're going to go Control L to select all of that, hit P, we're going to separate by selection. And then we're going to tab out of edit mode, and we can see we have this guy here. And obviously in object mode, you just want to make sure you get rid of the boolean, because we don't want that boolean operation running on this. And we can also get rid of the edge split. So just tab into edit mode. And with this guy, we're going to go Alt and Shift, just click on this edge here. Just make sure you go to Edge Select, select this edge. We're going to go Control B and just bevel this. You can decrease the cuts by rolling your middle mouse wheel. Then we're going to select these edges here, and we're just going to round these out to make them look nice. Control B, just give them a nice little bevel. Just like that, and then you can select these outer edges here. I'm just Shift and Alt and I'm clicking on them just to select all of them. And then we're going to go Control B, once you have them all selected. Control B and just bevel them a little bit as well. So now we have this component here, and you can just select the whole thing in edit mode if you want and move it in as much as you need to. So I'm going to go with something like that. Okay, so that's looking pretty cool. It might need a little bit of adjusting in edit mode. If it's too big, I just scale it down a little bit. Bring it in here a little bit, just fiddle around with it. Okay, that's looking pretty good. And let's add some screws. So we're going to model some very simple screws. We're going to go Shift A, we're going to go to our mesh options, add in a cylinder, go G, X, just move it over to the side, S, Z, and scale it down a bit. Simply tab into edit mode. Then we're going to go to the edge select here, Shift Alt, click on this edge, E to extrude, S to scale, and then X to delete those faces. Shift and Alt, click on this edge loop. Then you're going to go Control F or Command F, and we're going to go Grid Fill. And then you're going to go to your top orthographic view, go to Edge Select, and just hit B and box select these edges here. Go E to extrude them down. And then go to your edge select again, Shift Alt, click on this edge, E to extrude, S to scale, and then Alt S and just expand it out a little bit. And you can select these edges here and go and bevel them if you want. Now, yeah, that's a bit messy. Now we can go A to select everything, and then you can go to the smooth tool here and just smooth that out just a little bit. Tab out of edit mode, go to object and enable shade smooth. And we can also scale this guy down quite a bit. Also give it an edge split modifier. Okay, so let's go into our right orthographic view by hitting 3 on our number pad. We're going to rotate this guy like this, 90 degrees. Then we're going to go G, bring it down here, R, Z, and rotate it on the Z. And we're just going to try and line it up with this guy here and just move it in. So we're just butting it up nice and tight against here. And just RZ to rotate it. You can also go G double Z to move it on its local Z. So we're going to move it into here. And we're just looking around at different angles and just positioning this screw in here. Go Control A, make sure to apply to scale as well. And let's give this guy a material. So we're going to give it a material, call it just a new material, call it screw. And we're going to go down, just give it a viewport color. So just go down to your viewport display, and just so we can see it's been applied, we're going to give it its own color. Shift D to duplicate it and bring it down. You can go R double Z to rotate it on its local Z, so they're not both exactly the same. So R double Z, just something like that looks nice. We can grab this guy here, go new, and just call it comp for component and underscore 001. And let's go down here and let's make it its own kind of color. Grab this guy here, go new, let's call it metal. And let's make it metallic here in the viewport display. And let's grab this cylinder here and just give it a color just as an example. So I'm going to call it comp underscore 002. And let's just make it look cool. Maybe something like this. I might grab this guy here and make it even a little bit darker, just like that. And you can also grab the cylinder here, click on the little plus, and give it that comp 1 material as well. And if you actually grab your cutter here, you grab the cutter and you go give it that comp 1 material, you'll be able to see that comp 1 material applied in where it's cut, which looks really cool to me. So you can see here that is looking really cool. And if we grab the cylinder here, tab into edit mode, we can still see it's non-destructive. It's just a boolean operation, which is really cool. So I'm going to show you how to parent all this to an empty. So let's just make sure we enable our cutter layer here. Let's go Shift A, let's grab an empty, add in a cube, S to scale it down. This is bring it forward here. You can place it anywhere, it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to place mine right over here on the end. Then I'm going to select this cutter, holding in Shift, I'm going to select all of these other little items here. So I'm just holding in shift as I'm selecting them. So I got them all selected. Holding in shift, I'm going to select the empty last. Control P and object keep transform. So now, if I grab this empty here, I can go G, Z, and I can move it, and you can see we have this detail in here just moving around. In fact, let's just hide that cutter layer here. All we have to do now is just move this empty. How cool is that? In fact, we can even take the empty, holding in shift, select the cylinder. We can go Control P, object keep transform. So now we can even grab this cylinder, rotate it, grab the empty, and we can go G, double Z, and slide it along its own local Z axis, which is just absolutely fantastic. So I'm just going to grab the cylinder again, just come over here to your items, just hover over the rotations, backspace, and it's all set back to where it should be. So here we have it. That is a really awesome little detail, and this is a fantastic little trick to create non-destructive little items and latches like this on surfaces, and they can really give your model that extra edge. Now, like I said in the beginning of this video, I am going to be making these guys over here available. There are 4 of them, and I'm going to be making them available on my Patreon, and you guys can feel free to use them. They're all really, really handy, really, really cool, and simple to use. So I'll see you guys later for another tutorial. If you liked this video, please subscribe, comment, and like, and check me out on Instagram. And all of those of you on Patreon, I really do appreciate that as well.